Hey there, pirates. Welcome aboard the Anime No Me channel. We're about to have a 5th Yonko in One Piece again. And he's not even going to be a pirate, but one of the leaders of the revolutionaries. And now, I'm going to reveal everything to you. I hope for your support to help our crew win, and to do so, you just need to click the thumbs up button, leave a like, and subscribe to the channel. By doing this, you will win an incredible devil fruit, so just comment which fruit you want. Guys, today's video is so intense it needs a seatbelt. Sabo, the brother everyone thought had died twice, might end up becoming the 5th emperor of the New World. And even crazier, he might inherit Luffy's entire legacy if the worst happens. Yes, you read that right. The chief of the revolutionaries, the guy who carries the Mera in his chest, might be Destiny's plan B if Straw Hat falls before reaching Laugh Tale. Let's build the case using the pieces Oda already spread on the table. First, Sabo is already an emperor in practice. He just doesn't have the title yet. After the chaos of the Reverie, he was accused of taking the life of a king, probably Cobra, stealing an ancient weapon, openly declaring war on the celestial dragons right in front of the Gorosei, and getting out alive. Then, in Egghead, the whole world sees dragons saying the revolutionaries are diving headfirst into the final war. Sabo is the number 2 of the organization, the right hand of the most wanted man on the planet. If the revolutionary army decides to claim a territory in the New World, and they need one because the sea is rising, who better than Sabo to sit in the Yonko seat? Second, there's already precedent. When Whitebeard died, Blackbeard sat in his spot the same day. When Kaido and Big Mom fell, Luffy and Buggy, filled the vacancies. And even before that, Luffy was nominally the 5th Yonko. Third, the legacy of the fruit. The Mera belonged to Ace. Ace died in Luffy's arms. Luffy swore no one would erase his brother's dream. Sabo ate the fruit out of respect, out of love, out of debt. If Luffy falls, and Oda loves teasing that possibility, the Mera will keep burning in Sabo's chest. The fire from Ace, Luffy, Sabo literally becomes an eternal torch. It's way too poetic for Oda to let it go. Fourth, the perfect contrast. Luffy is pure freedom. Chaos, sun, smile. Sabo is organized revolution. Strategy, shadow, seriousness. Luffy wants everyone to be free. Sabo wants everyone to be free from the world government. The methods differ, but the final objective is the same. If Luffy dies before finishing the job, Sabo won't let the dream die with him. He'll take what's left of the Grand Fleet, the Straw Hat flag, the weight of the straw hat that Luffy carried, and he'll finish the job, but wearing a flaming suit and tie. Fifth, the manga already planted the emotional seed. When Luffy thought Sabo had died at Marineford, he broke. When he thought Sabo had died again at the Reverie, he cried secretly on the Sunny. If Luffy falls, Sabo will feel the same pain, multiplied by 1,000. And we know what happens when someone messes with Luffy's family. The world pays dearly. Now imagine what happens when someone messes with Sabo's family. Sixth, the revolutionary army needs a face at sea. Dragon is a legend, a myth, but no one has actually seen him fight for real. Sabo is the young, charismatic face the whole world has already seen. If he claims a territory, declares open war against the remaining Yonkos, or against the government, the people will follow. And the people already follow Luffy. A natural union. Why? Because the Yonko title was never about pure brute strength. It's about influence, territory, and fear. And Sabo, after the Reverie and Vegapunk's broadcast, already has all 3 on a silver platter. Influence. The revolutionary army just declared total war. Sabo is the public face of that declaration. Territory. All they need is to take one strategic island in the New World, Hachinosu after Teach falls, or any piece Shanks leaves empty, and plant a flag. Fear. The guy ate a king alive, stole a weapon from the Gorosei, survived Imu, and still has the awakened Mera. Admirals tremble just hearing his name. The most ironic part, Sabo will become a Yonko the same way Luffy did. Without meaning to, without sitting on any throne, without declaring anything. The newspaper will simply wake up one day and print, "A 5th emperor emerges." Sabo, the flame of the revolution, claims territory in the New World. And Sabo will look at the newspaper just like Luffy did in Wano and say, I didn't ask for that, but the world doesn't care. The title sticks because people need symbols. Luffy is the son of freedom. Sabo becomes the flame of revolution. 2 brothers with the initial D holding 2 Yonko seats at the same time. One with a straw hat and rubber smile, the other with a top hat and blue fire in his hands. And here comes Oda's stroke of genius. They don't even need to fight for space. Luffy remains the pirate who sails freely searching for the One Piece. Sabo becomes the stationary emperor who holds territory, protects allies, and faces the Marines head-on while Luffy hops from island to island, causing chaos. One is the wind, the other is the anchor. One attacks, the other defends. One laughs, the other plans. If Luffy becomes the king of the pirates, and even before that, Sabo can become the 5th Yonko. And the most beautiful part, the two will never fight each other. Because Luffy already said a brother is a brother, and Sabo has already proven he would die and kill for his brother. The 5th Emperor won't be the 4th's rival. He'll be his continuation. The world will have 2 suns now, one of rubber that rises every day laughing, another of fire that burns all night with justice. And the Gorosei will look at the sky and finally understand that messing with the D family was the greatest mistake of 800 years. And here's the most important part. Luffy never wanted to be an emperor. He only became a Yonko because the newspaper made it up. If he dies or decides that being Pirate King doesn't need a throne, the Yonko seat becomes vacant. And who better than the brother who already carries the same D in his name, the same fire in his chest, and the same hatred for the system to take the spot and make sure the dream keeps burning. And here's the point almost no one notices. If Sabo really takes on the position of a Yonko, the balance of the world changes for the first time since the formation of the 4 emperors. Because unlike Kaido, Big Mom, Blackbeard, or even Shanks, Sabo doesn't want to maintain the current status. He wants to destroy the system at its roots. An emperor with a revolutionary ideal doesn't try to protect what he has. He tries to tear down everything that exists. And the world government knows that. That's why their fear isn't Luffy, it's Sabo. Because Luffy wants freedom, Sabo wants to topple the empty throne. And when a man with eternal fire in his chest gains influence, a flag, and territory at the same time, something is born, something the government fears most, a living legend with a political objective. Sabo doesn't just become an emperor, he becomes a symbol of downfall. And remember that Oda never does anything for nothing? When Vegapunk broadcast the truth to the entire world, and Sabo was there watching, that wasn't just a beautiful scene, that was the baptism of tomorrow's new leader. Luffy will become the Pirate King, but Sabo will be the man who lights the final match on the gunpowder that has been piling up for 800 years. And then comes the inevitable moment. The direct confrontation between Sabo and the world government. Not as an infiltrator, not as a messenger, not as the hero of Dressrosa's liberation, but as an emperor, as the most dangerous name printed in the newspaper, as the man who, unlike Dragon, no longer hides in the shadows, an emperor who sets the world on fire. Literally, picture the scene. The revolutionary fleet docking on an island in the New World, the newspaper flying through the hands of the locals, and the red dragon emblems raised where the flag of an old pirate once waved. Sabo standing at the top of a cliff, blue fire in his hand, saying only, if the world wants to call this an empire, then let it be the empire of freedom. And that's what seals the theory with a golden key. Sabo doesn't steal anyone's title. He doesn't need to defeat a Yonko. He doesn't need to announce anything. The world looks at Luffy and sees the sun. It looks at Sabo and sees the flame. One guides, the other protects. One opens the path, the other makes sure no one closes it behind him. 2 brothers sharing the sky. 2 Ds sharing destiny. 2 symbols sharing a power that once belonged only to the monsters of the sea. And when that day comes, the Gorosei won't be facing just the future Pirate King. They'll be facing the first revolutionary emperor in history, the man who inherited Ace's fire, Luffy's dream, and the wrath of the entire world. And then, guys, the title of Yonko will feel way too small for Sabo, because the flame of revolution never stops growing. That was today's content. We hope you liked it and want to share your opinion on the subject. Don't forget to share the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and stay amazing.